Oh, there's a bit of a civil war going on in the Samsung world at the moment. Well, there's a bit of an exaggeration, but the Fold 8 Ultra and the Fold 8 are on the scene, and it's causing a bit of a, well, the most friction I've seen for many years in terms of, I mean, Apple versus Android is one thing, Pixel versus Samsung, that's a wholly separate thing. Samsung versus Samsung, you know, people always thought like Fold, Flip, S28, 6 Ultra, you know, they were pretty distinct categories. You were either going to get the Fold, you were going to get a Flip for something small, or you're going to get the Ultra because you don't want to go down the Fold route. Now there are two Folds, and opinions really divided on it. And I've seen it in my own comments section and just browsing Reddit, so I just thought we'd have a talk about it. So if you're new around here, my name's Chris, this guy's Merlin, and on this channel I post videos about cameras, tech, phones, whatever piques my interest really. Tuesdays we have this session, which is I grab a coffee, he sits and distracts people in the background, and we just talk about whatever's been on my mind in the past week or so. This week it's the whole Fold 8 Ultra situation. And then on Fridays, typically, I release more of a kind of review type or more tutorial based or review, that kind of thing. So why am I, you know, what's my history with these things? So I've had the Fold 5, 6, and now the 7. And in fact, this is my second 7. One of mine broke, which I think is due to a manufacturing defect. And I've pre-ordered the Fold 8 Ultra, not the Fold 8. I've got Samsung Care this time. And actually, so my wife also has been using Folds. So when I get the 8, she'll get my 7, and then she's using what was my Fold 6, and goes in on the pre-order trade-in offer. Both of us have been stress testing Folds for a while now. In fact, she's using her Fold 6 without a screen protector on the inside. We had to peel it off. So I'm going to do a video at some point on Fold durability. So keep an eye out for that if you're interested. So I've used a lot of folding phones over the past few years, and I'm a big fan of them. And just in general, I think these devices now are way more capable than phones ever used to be. With things like DeX, with things like, you know, the fact that you can use so many different peripherals using the USB cable. You know, you could even offload images from this into your Adobe Lightroom and then edit them. I use this S11 Ultra as my main video editing device, but you know, I could use this. I've got LumaFusion, which I bought on the Samsung App Store. It's installed on here, and I have used it a couple of times. Even if it's a rectangular display, and people say it's square, but it is rectangular, it still works quite well with video editing and things like that. You can have your timeline at the bottom, you like preview here, and then your media at the top left. But the new Fold 8, obviously, it's the new kid on the block. It's the new form factor, although technically, the Surface Duo and the Pixel Fold have already done a passport style form factor, and they didn't work necessarily very well. The Fold 8 though, it's got Samsung's full like software experience of being in the Fold game and having multiple different form factors over the years. If anyone's going to make a passport form factor work, it's going to be Samsung. But it's not that much cheaper than the Ultra. I can explain my concerns about why I didn't go for the Fold 8 and instead I got the Fold 8 Ultra. And then we can have a look at some of the commentary around the net on it. So there's a couple of reasons really. I mean, telephoto lens, I'm gonna do a couple of tests on it when I get the 8 actually, to see what the difference is between an optically 3 times and digitally. And I do use a lot of telephoto things. So even when I'm, you know, if I look at the lenses I've got here just off to the side, a lot of the ones I use are, you know, 70 to 200. I often shoot this around 70mm. It's around about the 3x on the phone. So I use often the 2x and the 3x modes on the camera. So to drop that lens out, I'd rather not. When I had an Ultra slab phone, I used to use the 10x quite a bit as well, because when they actually had a 10x, not the 5, which is what they've got these days with the periscope zoom, it was good quality. It was so surprisingly good quality. Not so much on these. But the main thing for me is, as a Fold adopter, early adopter, when we first got the Fold 5, and that's not very early because it's the 5th version, the 5 had quite a narrow front screen. And when you would open it, you would often just encounter problems with the aspect ratio, and potentially even nowadays, you know, actually Instagram kind of works okay. It's a bit sketchy to browse reels. Flossie Carter did on his video and he had to use the hand over the screen to protect it. But you know, things like Instagram Reels just work better on the cover screen, which is something I browse a lot when I'm just wandering around or, you know, relaxing in between doing something. I just browse some Instagram Reels and it just works better on the slab thing. Now, I've seen on Flossie Carter's review that actually in the wide form factor, it's a little stubby, and actually when you're browsing the home page, sometimes a whole post is larger than the size of the screen. Maybe the app will get optimized, but I think the Passport form factor, it will run into some of those issues that we ran into years ago on foldables, where it's a new aspect ratio and nothing's necessarily fully optimized for it. And a lot of the things that I tend to do when I'm browsing out and about on the cover screen is things like replying to Discord, replying to WhatsApp messages, and you know, it's nice to have the wide, the keyboard takes up a lot of screen. Now I have, personally, I make the keyboard a little taller than it is the default, so it's more comfortable to type on, and there's still plenty of space on the screen to view the conversation as it's happening. Potentially more messages come in, you know, browsing around. Same with replying to YouTube comments, same with replying to Discord messages. It's nice to be able to see a lot of what you're replying to while you're typing it, personally. But let's screen record and let's search for fold. Obviously, this is the tricky thing, isn't it, with YouTube? And, you know, Marquez Brownlee, you know, he's reviewing a new device. It'd be exciting for him to have something that's a little bit different. Might potentially make him feel like he, you know, it's a bit different, it's refreshing. You know, his job is to just use loads of different phones all the time. I don't know who this guy is here. There's another person here saying, forget the Ultra. There's a lot of positivity about this device. Now, I haven't seen the MrWhosetheBoss one. Typically with his videos, I have really disagreed with his comments on previous Ultras. Not that it's necessarily made my blood boil, but sometimes some of the things he said, it just feels like a stretch, or you're just shouting at the screen, just saying, that's not how it works. You clearly haven't used the device that very long, or, you know. And so interestingly, Michael Fisher, the old Captain Two Phones, he's a big fan of the wide. But again, you do wonder, it's going to be interesting to see after the dust is settled, whether these people will continue to prefer the wide, or whether they'll start to get irritated about apps not necessarily working as expected on the front screen, or whether people will actually use the internal screen more, because that's the thing. A lot of these videos are talking about how the internal screen of the Fold 8 is the right video size for consuming content, and I have to agree. Yeah, if you're going to watch a YouTube video, in fact, let's watch this YouTube video right now, can we? So yeah, if we were to watch this now, obviously it takes up the top half of the screen, and I could rotate it, and there are quite a few black bars around the side. But if you like interacting with the comments, it actually works quite well with having all that section at the bottom to skim through the comments as the video is going on. So also you can multitask, and then you can look at the picture of your burger or whatever you want to do in the bottom screen. So you could be sort of watching YouTube on the top screen. Let's just shrink that down a little bit. Maybe let's open up Lightroom. I want to edit the pictures I took of those enormous moth in my kitchen last night. You know, if you want to multitask, which a lot of people are multitasking these days while eating a tea or whatever, you know, in fact, we can, let's say we want to bring in another, we can drop in the third app down the bottom here, and there's plenty of real estate for activities, and you've still got the video at a decent size at the top there. So I think that's the sort of missing piece in this puzzle here for me. It's are you using the device to consume media, or are you using the device to multitask? I have no idea how the screen recording is going to work with me flipping the phone around to different orientations every few seconds. By the way, if you are buying yourself a Fold and you haven't used them before, I'm sure this is available on other Samsungs, but if you slide with 2 fingers, it brings up multitasking, then that allows you to sort of bring in another device. And if you use the little edge panel, you can then grab a app from there and slide and drop it either into one side, completely erase the thing, or you can drop it into pop-up view. So you can technically, if you really want to, have 4 items on the screen, but that's kind of ridiculous, isn't it, really, at the end of the day? We don't want to get copyright claim from Mr. Mobile's video, so let's get rid of that. And let's, just a few comments on here. So there's people talking here that Wayward West, who has very similar purchase history to me, just saying great minds think alike. And then obviously the Fold 8 form factor is better, and all the reviews say the same thing. And you see a lot of this around just Reddit and other stuff. I don't need to pull up too many more examples. And you know, I'm joking that it's a bit of civil war, but I don't have a psychology degree, but there's an amount of, you know, when you spend a lot of money or when you have to make a decision, you feel like you have to justify that you've spent like nearly £2,000. But when you spend that much money, you feel like you have to justify it. So you spend a lot of time looking around the internet, finding different opinions, or often finding the opinions that match your own. Because you want to justify it, you want to buy it, you want to go and do it. So you've got to find something that backs up what you believe. Well, that's the thing at the end of the day. When it comes to sort of buying a piece of technology, there's no one single truth. It's not like some physics proof or mathematical proof. It's just which device works best for you. Some people might perfectly be happy with this Galaxy A35, which is slow. Oh, we're expecting your Samsung parcel. Hello. Maybe I'm getting my Fold 8 Ultra a little earlier than I anticipated. This is exciting. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here, see. But some people, you know, will be perfectly happy with a phone that, you know, doesn't have a whole bunch of features. The camera is pretty basic. It's kind of slow, but maybe they don't even use it that much. And this only costs like under £200 refurbished from Amazon. But I would not have one of these as my main devices, and I wouldn't recommend, if you are in any way intolerant to stuttering and lag, never buy an A35 ever. Using this Clicks keyboard is actually significantly better than typing on the virtual keyboard. It is that laggy. And actually, I've now added tape onto the back of this, and it still slides down, but you see it doesn't slide down fully anyway. That's a separate video. When it comes to the Fold 8 and the Fold 8 Ultra though, it's going to boil down to, do you like to multitask a lot? Do you like to have a video on whilst also typing away, whilst also browsing the web, playing a mobile game? Which, by the way, let's just do that now, shall we? So as an example, let's just get a video out here and we'll swipe up and then we'll just type in idle. Let's just open up Archmage Idle. That's one of the ones that I've been playing recently. And then, you know, this game is kind of a little bit like Melville Idle in a way. Okay, so I've got that leveled up. Let's just scavenge this area instead. You know, and I can do this and I can play my game whilst I'm watching my video, or I can slide up now and maybe I want to instead switch over to another idle game, which my phone is full of. And what I've noticed is games that have been made in the last, let's say, year or two work quite well on foldables, and they often have responsive UIs, and we'll test that now with this game. A lot of these idle games are just brain rot material, just to keep you entertained while you've got nothing better to do. Yeah, and there you go. It's now playing this Mage Idle game on the bottom here. UI is a bit on the small side, but I can now go away and go full brain rot mode and you know, click all these buttons, whatever. And you know, there's plenty of screen real estate to play the game and watch the video. Whereas on the wide, the video fits most of the screen, so I suppose you could turn it vertical, but then again, you're on a smaller device. Do you think people are getting a little bit too fervoured about the fact that there are, you know, multiple devices out there and possibly a little over defensive of their purchases? Is that what I'm doing by creating this video? I don't mean to be that way. I just think it's interesting that we've now gone from sort of like Android versus Apple, and people get really interested in that, myself included. I'm not a big fan of Apple. To, you know, PC versus Mac, the classic. So now we're going Samsung on Samsung, Fold 8 versus Fold 8 Ultra. And I don't think, like, are you really going to regret a purchase, you know, down the line? I mean, I probably should regret moving from the Fold 7 to the Fold 8 Ultra. I probably should do. I've covered in a different video the reasons why I'm moving from one device to another, and I'm reasonably happy with my reasons for doing so. And at the end of the day, it's my conscience that I have to wrestle with. Now, I will say, Flossie Carter, he mentioned in his video that he'd only upgrade if he managed to get in under about $900, and I got in at just around £1,000, which, yeah, I didn't budget that he said himself for upgrading. You know, he's a good chap. He's a good chap, Velocity. I quite like his videos. They're very long, but they're pretty entertaining. And I think, see, White Shoes is pretty happy to be involved in the videos. Merlin, this guy, is only interested in the food. Aren't you? You're only interested in the food. Oh, okay. I can't even catch it. Yes, that's been on my mind anyway. It'll be interesting to see, as I said earlier in the video, how this all plays out in the future, whether the influencer crowd turn around in a few months' time and say, oh, the passport style is this, that, and the other, or when Apple released their passport style device, which is probably apparently coming in September, whether suddenly everyone says that, you know, it's the best thing since sliced bread. And I often unfold my device in public and people go, oh, that's kind of interesting, but then no one's interested in buying one. If the Apple product is as expensive as they're saying, like around 2,000 to 2,500, it's a pretty broad bracket, isn't it, really? We'll have to wait and see on that one. I imagine quite a few Apple people will upgrade to it and talk about how great it is when so many other companies have been doing this for so long. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this subject? Do you think people are getting a little too defensive? Do you think it's only natural, it's just the way humans work, really? Have you bought either of these phones? What are you thinking? I've seen a few people in my comments, they've gone for the Ultra. A couple of people have gone for the Fold. Split down the middle. Apparently the normal Fold is selling better. So we'll see how that pans out. But either way, that's it for us this week. Subscribe if you found this interesting. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on the matter, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.